Okay, so now let's look at a model. Just out of the many models out there, you see, no one model is uh, is is a standard or absolute. Okay, so there are a lot of variations of what lesson plan could be, but the most important thing is that it must contain this basic technical and operational this technical information. It must contain the operational and the preparatory aspect. It must also contain the generic information. All the information in a lesson plan must be contained therein. The presentation, how it is presented, either in a tabular or in a list form, that it's just a question of aesthetics. Okay, so let's look at the model. Okay, Tawhid Educational Services, our outfit suggested this model. Okay, so for a weekly lesson plan, we've made that distinction what it is from a daily lesson plan. So you have your date, your class subject, then the topic. So you have your duration. Then after that, then you have the entry behavior, or what you call previous knowledge. Then you now have behavioral objective, which include condition, performance standard, and the level of Bloom's taxonomy to guide, so that we should know what level of objective is this. Okay, for example, if you want students to be able to um, define something, you should state the condition. If you want them to be able to do something, you should state the condition, like in an oral context. If it is just something they have to open their mouth and talk, or giving a pen and paper, or giving a screwdriver, or um, uh, giving um, um, a specimen of this, or giving this and that reagent, and this apparatus. So the condition for performance must be there. And now the performance is that they should be able to do this or do that. They should be able to state, define. They should be able to distinguish. They should be able to analyze. They should be able to. So you state what they need to do. You give a standard with 100% accuracy, 80% accuracy, or what level of accuracy do you require. Okay, so you should be able to, you should state this. Okay, you should state this. The level of accuracy required should be stated as a standard. Okay, having said that, you now, when you state the behavioral objective, if it is an apply task, state it in bracket apply. If it is an analysis task, state it in bracket there. Now we now have instructional aid. Instructional aid are the things that aid makes it easy, that facilitates your teaching, makes it easy for learners to understand you. Okay, for you to achieve the behavioral objective. That is instructional aid. Instructional materials are the things that you need to carry out your teaching. So instructional materials are things like chalkboard, interactive screen, graph board. These are the things that can be used by other teachers. But your instructional aid are can only be used by you, and even in that particular topic. Okay, these are the charts, the videos, and other things that you use to make your learning easy. Learning materials are the things that the learners need to learn. The real life project, we have spoken about that. Okay, you can give a real life project in anything, in any topic, even if it is history or English language. For example, if you want to teach stress pattern, the implication of stress pattern is that it affects the meaning of the word. Some words have the same spelling but pronounced slightly differently based on the stress pattern. That is, so if you ask students, for example, to pronounce, to tell you the difference between tie and tie, or produce and produce, you know how to demonstrate this. The real life project is for them to read something that contains those words. When they get there, however they read it, you tell them the meaning of what they have just pronounced. However it is they read it, you tell them the meaning of what they have pronounced based on the stress pattern which they used to pronounce it. If it is not correct, you now tell them the implication. For example, if a student is required to read that the federal government has announced that come 2025, its economic policy will be driven by the principle of eat what you produce. And if it is now being read as eat what you produce, then that shows that a wrong meaning has been conveyed. So this is a real life project for them to pick a newspaper or a magazine that you have traced out to have contained some of these words, for them to read it and see how they read and let them know the implication, how their pronunciation have changed the meaning. That's a real life project. Now, in English language. So if it's possible in mathematics, it's possible in physics, chemistry, it's possible everywhere. Okay, we just lost power, so we may have to continue this some other time.